Good morning, All Saints. It is Monday morning, the 7th of December. That's a date, of course, that I can never hear without remembering. It's a day that will live in infamy. So, yes, we do remember Pearl Harbor, which took place 79 years ago today. But in addition to that, today is a day when we remember two saints of the church, Saint Nicholas, who was yesterday actually, whose reputation for generosity led eventually to what we know today as Santa Claus. And St. Ambrose, who died about 50 years later in 397. St. Ambrose, Bishop of Milan, who my favorite story about him is that he went to a meeting where there was this big dispute about certain theologies in the early church, and they ended up electing him bishop. So, word to the wise, if you're going to work in reconciliation, you better be ready to be elected something you weren't planning on. But what I really want to talk today about is gratitude, which I know I touched on just a week or so ago for Thanksgiving. Last night, as I was falling asleep, thinking over my day, services yesterday morning, which the sound system worked, and then evensong at 4 in the afternoon, followed by our book study on Michael Curry's book, Love is the Way. And I was thinking over all of these things, and in all of them, we have people showing up who previously had no way of being with us at All Saints. People join us for worship in the morning, tuned in for our pre recorded evensong, participate in the book study from far away. I know that there are people who view this morning message regularly and faithfully who live nowhere near Hoboken. And during this pandemic, my family, there are six children. I'm the youngest of six. Every Friday afternoon, those of us who can, with our spouses or our children or our grandchildren or just ourselves, we gather for a Zoom chat on Friday afternoons, every Friday afternoon since March. And last week, we were able to attend a birthday party for a friend down in Philadelphia. And all of thinking on all of these things filled me with such a sense of gratitude for the connections that we are being able to make, even in the midst of the difficulties of the pandemic. None of it diminishes the hardship that many people are facing and the tragedy of so many lives lost and so many lives changed. And yet, even in the most difficult of times, we can find reasons to give thanks and to be grateful. And it can be a life changer to be able to find those moments where gratitude can overwhelm you, as they did me last evening when I was thinking about all of these things. And it also brings to mind, the challenges that we had when I was in Charlottesville in the summer of 2017. Some really awful events and experiences, and yet forged some friendships and some relationships that otherwise would not have happened. And so there was even then reason to be grateful. So that's where I'm starting my day this week, in a spirit of gratitude, giving thanks to God for the abundant love and mercy that God has for me and for all of us. And I encourage you to try to do the same. And come Thursday morning, when it's my last message, we'll see how I'm doing with that this week. But for today, that's where I am. And I wanted to share that with you and offer it as perhaps some inspiration to look for those moments of gratitude as you go about your day. Blessings to you and all those you love and pray for. And I hope that your week gets off to a good start this morning.